Hello, I am going to send in a video. You had asked for um, like 20 minutes of what's important for me in life. And let's see, what's important in Sheila's life? I would say family, faith, fun are all important. F cubed. So family, I love just, I have a husband and a daughter, and I love just having that tight little knit and feeling safe and secure and know they always have my back and I have their back, and just we laugh so much, and my husband is hilarious, and we are just, all we do is laugh. Seriously. We have our fights too. But for us, it's just fun and exciting, and every day is like, what's today holding for us? And some days are boring, in the routine of life, and but I always know with him that there's never going to be a dull moment, and he knows that with me. We just are always keeping each other on our toes and looking at the bright side of everything, and everything has a silver lining. And yeah, we are both the most optimistic, easygoing, fun-loving couple I know. And we've been together for over 20 years, and that has just always been our deal. We try not to go to bed mad, and we don't fight that often anymore. In the beginning of our marriage, oh my goodness, it's like, whew, just learning each other and what makes each other tick. And it took a few years to iron out all the kinks, because it just did. We're so similar in some aspects, but then so different in others. And but yeah. And then I have a 12-year-old daughter who is so much fun, so easy too. She's very compliant and self-sufficient and easygoing. She's 12 now, and she's starting to get in that little, wants to be her own independent person. And part of me is struggling a little bit, because I'm like, it's growing too fast, but I know I just have to let go and let her fly with her wings also, because I don't want to damper that. But as a mom, you want to protect and make sure she's safe and smart, and has a good head on her shoulders and makes the right decisions, because we've all messed up in our life, and we want the best for our kids, and we just want them to have this easy life. But in reality, it's not. She's going to have her trials and tribulations like I did, and I guess I just want to give her a good base, a good foundation for when she flies the coop, that she's can soar. And let's see, my faith is really strong. I'm a Christian, and that keeps me so grounded. And also, it keeps me constantly wanting to be a better person, because I just want to be the best human I can be for other people. I want to be that light that shines, and people look at me and like, why is she so happy all the time? Why is her life so great? And I just want to be that light that shines out for the world. And so they can, approach me and be like, hey, what's your secret sauce? And I could say, oh, well, let me tell you, you got a few minutes, and we could sit down and I can let them know what has made me happy in life and has kept me grounded and focused and a purpose. So that is very important. And fun. Fun, for me, life has to be fun. And it is fun. I mean, I'm always looking at all of the possibilities that can bring joy. Like, I have a hard time taking life seriously sometimes. I know it's, life's serious and there's bad things that happen, and I've had plenty of my hardships, but I'm always thinking, how can we take all that crap that the world wants to throw at you and turn it into something positive? And because I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. And you can take all those bad, negative reasons and see the silver lining and see the good, and take that and to, help others to see it, to experience less pain if they want to listen to your life lessons. Like, I'm thinking about my daughter in particular. But let's see. Fun for me too is I get bored very, very easily in life. I'm constantly looking for new challenges for my brain. New stuff. I don't know. Like, I love to learn. I hated it as a kid. Absolutely hated school. Ooh, I hated sitting in school. I just wanted to, play and have fun like all the other kids. Like, I think most kids don't. Well, there's a few out there that like school. But I had a hard time concentrating, and, I remember just thinking I would rather be anywhere else than in this classroom. Or I wanted to be out on the recess or in gym class or art class or anything. I love to create. I feel like I have to constantly be creating, changing things, manipulating anything in my surroundings. I love to change them. I love I'm a hairstylist by trade, and I loved meeting all my new clients and creating new hairstyles and creating all that and learning about them. I loved all the different personalities that would sit down in my chair, and we'd just get to talk, and I could sit and chat with them and dig and help them, and they loved how I could make them beautiful on the outside, and then they always like, oh, I always feel so great after our chats. And I could take bits and pieces of all their problems or issues, and piece them all together and give them like a condensed version of what might help them when they came to me with problems, and just listen. I love humans. They're so intriguing, and there's so many of them. There's so many different personalities out there. I love learning about them all and what makes them tick and why they do what they do and say what they say, and trying to figure out, put them all together and figure them out. I love that. So I think that's why I've gotten so intrigued with all this personality stuff, which I've spent my whole 45, well, I'm 46, and I just found out about this like a few months ago. And so I'm like, oh, this is just the coolest thing. I've always been intrigued by, like being a private eye and, or FBI and human lie detectors. And that's always been fascinating in the human mind for me. But for like things I love to do in life, well, any little thing I get an idea in my head, I'm like, oh, let's go down that rabbit hole with everything, whether it be a physical thing or a mental thing to learn, like, wanting to learn new languages. I homeschool our daughter, and I absolutely love all the things we learn there. And each day we could grab a new concept and learn, or go out on a nature hike. And she's like me when I was little. She's like, all this learning stuff is boring. And I'm like, oh, but it's so much fun. And so it's a little deflating, but she's good. But going on field trips and just experiencing all the fun that life has to offer. And then we have to buckle down and do math and that kind of stuff too. But now she's older and she's able to do so much of it on her own that I don't have to sit and hold her hand, because that was hard, in the beginning, sitting down and going over all the boring stuff of school. But what I think keeps me so intrigued and on it is just the constant seeing her grow as a human and seeing her learn and just molding her to be, the best human she can be in life. And yes, education is important, but just being a good human and a caring human and a happy human. I mean, I think if you have those at your core, then everything else is going to fall in place. She's going to get math, and she's going to get, English grammar and how to diagram sentences, and that's all going to come. And then for me, like on my downtime, which I have plenty of downtime. We live on a farm, and I love raising animals. I love learning how to garden. I love learning how to can and preserve things. I raise animals, and I learned how to butcher them myself. My husband helps. I'm like, okay, let's raise meat chickens and learn how to butcher them. Let's raise pigs. And I think just all the learning of all the different things that life has to offer. I love to draw and paint, and then I'll do that for a while, and then I find myself, I get what I want out of something, and I'm like content with where I've learned and what I've learned, and then I can move on to another subject. So that's the one thing that irks me, is I wish I could like dive deeper into one thing in particular. And there's a few things in my life that have stayed constant. I learned how to sew in high school, and that has been one constant that I've loved over the years, and using that sewing to create my own clothes, design things for my house that nobody else has, because I love that unique aspect, personalized aspect, and being able to personalize gifts for people and create things for them. Handmade gifts, I love that, and it just has a little Sheila touch to it. And sorry, my doggies, and then if you hear that noise in the background, it's guinea hens. They're a fascinating creature. They're part part of the peafowl family, or like peacocks, and so they can get a little loud. But oh, did I just feel like gave you a little lesson there. And let's see. I love to be active. I mean, I can go through phases where then I can be really lazy and sit on the couch. But I have to be doing something, you know, reading books, learning, YouTube videos. I could sit and watch some TV, but I prefer if it's teaching me something. I don't know. Sometimes I can just watch a show that has no purpose. I mean, but then I'll be watching that show, and then I'll be thinking about, you know, there's always a purpose, I guess. Like, I love Games of Thrones. Games of Thrones, right? G-O-T, yeah. I couldn't remember. It sounded funny. Games of Thrones. Throne? I don't know. And trying to analyze all the moves that they're making and the people, and I like that type of TV shows. That's makes you think a little bit more. I can't handle like any reality shows. They drive me insane. People are just like, ugh, cringeworthy. They're just silly. And I could be silly, and not silly in a goofy way, because I love being silly and goofy, but I mean like just dumb. I'm like, are you guys just dumb? Some of the stuff they do, I'm like, how can you not, how can you think that? Or I don't know, like, but it's all drama, and I know half of it's for, you know, ratings and stuff, but I don't understand. My mom, she loved soap operas, and she would get so invested in these dumb soap operas, and I'm like, she'd be crying because so-and-so is in a coma, and I'm like, are you kidding me, Mom? How are you getting invested in these people's lives? It's fake. It's not real. It's like, I don't know, but that was funny. She's funny. Well, she was funny. She died in July, so it's been almost a year. Let's see. So yeah, fun for me, and just keeping everything positive and upbeat, and not taking myself seriously, not taking others too seriously. I mean, that's very, like, huge. And sometimes people, I think, get irritated with me because I want to joke all the time, and everything, like, if things get too seriously, I will start joking and trying to lighten the mood. And I think some people might find that shallow or not very respectable, but it's not what I want or what I'm thinking. For me, I just want things to be fun. I don't know, or happy and lighthearted, and I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. Sometimes I don't make sense, but that's all right. Not everything has to make sense, right? I like when things make sense, but you know, it doesn't have to. So let's see. Well, I'm at, whoa, a bug. I'm sitting outside at like 19 minutes. Wow, I did good. So I guess that's just a little bit about what is important to me in life. So let's have a conclusion here. Family, faith, and fun. F cubed. So that's, maybe I should put that on my tombstone. What's Sheila's life theme? F cubed. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.